Wait a second. Okay.
It's my allergies. Bruce, come on. Hey,
Oh
everybody.
man, that's terrible.
It is. I can't. I know. I can't help it. Hey, everybody. I'm
Oh,
Al
you've
Washington.
got it.
You said what? Oh, no, that's fine. Hey,
I said, oh,
everybody.
you've got it.
Of course I do. This is, of course I do. Hey, guys. I'm Al Washington, and welcome to my Mystical Loves podcast. I am here with Bruce E. Norris. We're going to be talking about his new psychological book thriller, Family Fringe. And I'm going to go ahead and pass the mic over to Bruce. And if you'd like to say hey to everybody.
Hello, everybody. My name is Bruce E. Norris. Thanks for coming.
Thank you. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and jump right into it. So, Bruce, what got the creation started for this book? I do love the concept. I love the front cover of it, like very dark tone psychological thriller. What got the creation? What inspired you to start actually writing, like getting the book done?
Well, it's funny because usually I write action adventure books and stuff,
Okay.
and then a friend, a friend had a sister that came over and was going through all this trouble that's in the book, and I thought, wow, this is crazy. That'd be a good book. So I started writing a book about it, and that's how it started. And it's really crazy events.
So yeah, and not gonna go too much into it, not spoiling anything, but definitely starting just winning the lottery. Oh my God, that would be truly a blessing. But I didn't know that came from that. That's something. So especially with really kind of dealing with real.
No, that was added.
That was it. Oh, okay. Well,
That was
still,
added to the story. that,
right. But I
that
wish.
was my mind. No,
I wish. But your character.
it's based on that person,
Oh, okay. So kind of base. Okay, gotcha. Okay.
but they didn't win the lottery. Yeah.
Oh God. I know. I'll be. I hear that, and I know it's very hard to do that. Trust me. So yeah. Based on your character, your main character, Arlene Lovedon, how was it creating her?
It was good. It was based on a person that I know, and so it was pretty easy. The description's pretty much the same, and I just described and added um, things that she was going through. And it's a really strange story that she had. And of course, I added stuff to make it sound like a good page turner.
Right.
But
Yes, you did.
yeah, it,
Yeah,
it was easy to create that character because she was already there.
gotcha. Okay, definitely for that. Definitely getting into it. But so no, again, not saying too much about the book, but was there a hard part in the book, like a chapter or a scene that was hard for you to write?
The whole thing. No,
Oh,
um, no, it flowed pretty good because I did her story, and then when I went back to fill in the excitement, I added stuff, to make it, a good book, to make it a spooky thriller,
hmm.
suspense thriller. So I added stuff to it and everything, but the book pretty much wrote itself.
Is it intense?
It
Yeah.
was easy.
Oh, so okay, so that was easy, not just so there's really no hard or difficult chapters that you did. Okay, it kind of just wrote itself and you kind of just went with the journey of just following along, like I said, when the character was taking you on that journey, correct?
Pretty much so. That's the
Mhm.
way it went. I, you know, I, I imagined a bunch of other stuff that I put in there and stuff, but it's basically her whole what she was going through.
Hmm.
So it pretty much wrote itself.
Okay. Definitely. I definitely hear that. Okay.
Yep.
So, how would I say with the rise of like it says authors and writers with the rise of Chat GPT, do you think it's going to be hard for writers and authors to be creating content moving forward? Because I know with the rise and everybody's talking about, I just read about um on a side note, like the end of the year, starting at the end of this year, that they're going to start coming out with more human robots and just more of the rise, like I said, with what I was saying with Chat
Yeah, I
GPT.
just saw that on some commercial.
Yeah.
They had one of those robots in a race running,
Yeah. Something
and
about
it
yeah.
won.
Well,
But
yeah. Yeah.
so you're talking about the AI stuff too, and all that.
Yeah, because now I guess most writers, and it's good for research based on, like I said, what I'm reading and everything, but with the rise of GPT, do you think that it's going to be more harder for writers and authors to be creating content, blogs, books, novellas, scripts, just in your personal opinion?
I think it would be if they follow it and they worry about things like that. But you know, that AI stuff can write books nowadays.
Yeah,
It doesn't need authors or anything.
right.
But you just got to do your thing and not worry about that. And hopefully, people will see through it
Hmm.
because there's nothing else we could do. We just keep on going.
Yeah,
That's it.
kind of going with the flow. I mean, either accept it and trying to see if you can work around it, not work around it, but working quote unquote with it and see like you want to still have your own unique, authentic voice, especially when it comes to human emotion with that. So yeah, I get that.
Right. And I think people will see through it and they're going to say, well, this is AI stuff. I'm not interested. Um, authors just, they have to keep doing their thing and just keep on writing, not worry about that stuff. I'm not going to worry about it. I mean,
Right.
it is what it is.
Yeah. Okay. Definitely sustained. So Bruce, who or what inspired you to become a writer? What lit a fire under your ass to really bring out your passion?
Funny.
A writer.
Well, what lit my ass on fire was I played in rock bands my whole life and I wrote songs and I wanted to be a rock star. And then when my son was 11 years old, he was reading The Old Man, the Sea,
Hmm.
and I forgot how jumbled up that classic is.
Yeah.
And he was reading out loud during the summer for his school. And I said, Brett, you got to stop at the periods and catch your breath. It's like a stop sign. And so he says, okay, Dad. And kept on writing or reading. And I said, let me see that. And I read like 4 pages without a comma or a period, or it was jumbled up. And I said, who can't write a book like this? And he says, oh, you can't, Dad. So
Oh,
to teach him
wow.
you could do anything you can set your mind to do, I start writing a book. And then I had a couple pages. I never wrote a book in my life.
Uh-huh.
And
Okay.
he wasn't impressed or anything. But then a friend saw it and said, hey, that's good writing. So I thought, I'm going to try to write a book. So it took me 6 years. I read a bunch of books, see how they word things and keep it going. And then it got published. Then I thought, wow, that was a good book. Then I did another one. And it was much easier than being in rock bands where you have to worry about other people. So you're writing a book by yourself. So,
Yeah.
you know, it was much easier. So I fell into that.
No, I hear. Okay.
And now my fifth book is out. So I'm happy about that.
Yeah, definitely. Congratulations for it.
That's
Absolutely.
what
Definitely
that's what
happy.
lit my ass on fire.
That's right.
My son lit my ass on fire.
We appreciate you. Okay. Definitely, I definitely hear that. And speaking of which, going on to my next question, do you have any tips or any pointers, like I said, from your point of view for writers just to break into just doing it? Just they want or scared or whatever the reason
Right.
is they want to create. You have any tips or pointers?
Yeah. Well, I would know because I never wrote a book in my life until I wrote my first one on the dare. So I'd say anybody that wants to write a book, go ahead and do it. And don't listen to people that say, "Oh, you can't do it. You've never taken any classes or anything where you can write a book." Just write your book, put it out, see what happens. And I've got a friend he's a pretty well known person, and
Mm-hmm.
he's got a book out that he will never release because he had four people from a big publisher saying, um, we don't like the way you wrote it and everything. Like
Oh, okay.
we think you express too much in describing people, and so he's never going to put the book out. And I thought, what a
Oh,
waste! Listening to four people, just put that book out.
I'm sorry to hear
So,
that. Wow.
my
Okay.
advice to anybody that wants to write a book, just go do it. Listen to yourself.
Definitely, absolutely for that. And again, people are getting the illusion just like you need a writer's degree, which will definitely help. And I'm sure, especially with the structure and content and learning how to definitely creating, writing a book. But then I know that we all know that there's successful or not even successful writers who don't even have writing degrees. They just do it. So they either self teach
Yeah,
themselves
well,
reading.
yeah,
Yeah. And you said with your friend Bruce, so is there any
yeah.
way? No, go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead. It's okay.
That's what I did. I never wrote a book. When my son dared me to do it, I just read a bunch of Clive Cussler adventure books. See how he
Mhm.
kept the pages going without getting boring.
Right.
And so that was my class. I just, study that stuff and see how he did it. Didn't copy any of it, but I just saw
Yeah.
how he worded out everything, and
Right.
that's what I did. So if you have a good idea, write a book.
And regarding your friend Bruce,
Write a
but
book, put it out there.
so with like, and I definitely we're on the same page with that. I definitely do agree. But with like you said with your friend, if he's not going to publish a book, what about self-publishing? Or I mean, what about that avenue? Has he thought about that? I know it's more of a harder avenue. Like I said, there's pros and cons on
Well,
each side.
yeah, I have no idea about that. Um,
Hmm.
yeah, I don't. Uh, my what I got out of it is I think he just ditched it,
Oh,
and I just told him it was about 2 weeks ago when I was talking to him about it, and he says, "Oh yeah, they said it's no good, so I'm not going to put it out." But geez, if people listen to four people or anybody saying that's no good, you got to listen to yourself, and if it's something you believe in, you just put it out.
yeah,
That's
agreed.
all.
Yeah, I definitely, like I said, do agree. And even though I think most people are scared, and like I said, including myself, that if they don't, if their first book or the
Come
third, fifth,
on.
exactly, it may not make a lot of money or sell, but at the same time, you're creating the content, you're creating your art. I'm working on my first
Yeah,
novella, but
that's
I'm
your
not
art.
right. But I mean, like I said, and that's true, but I'm working on my first novella. And obviously, I'm not expecting it to be, like I said, perfect or perfection, but I wanted to get it to where that I'm good with it. Like I'm the first audience. And I said, you know what? I love it, how it came out. I'm just going to put it out because I want to just
That's what I do. Yeah, that's
not worrying
perfect.
about, yeah, not worrying about that. Just put it out. You get it out of
Yep,
your head, put it out.
yep. Because they have all this other stuff where, send us chapters and we'll pick it apart and tell you what it needs. Well, who are those people?
Yeah, that's right.
That's my opinion.
I hear
So
that.
if I write it, if I like it, if I'm good with it when it's done, I just put it out. And that's what you should do. That's art.
That's right. Yeah,
It's like
definitely.
when I wrote songs, when I was in bands. Oh, I don't like that song. Well, there's a million people out there. Good for you. You
Right.
know,
I know that's right. Yeah, definitely good
I
for
like
you.
it.
That's right. Yeah, that's it.
And
You're the
that's my
creator.
attitude. It could be wrong, but
No,
yeah,
congratulations.
that's the way I do things.
Yeah, absolutely. It's okay. Absolutely. Definitely agree. Congratulations again.
Yeah.
Bruce, you want to let
Well,
everybody
thank
know?
you.
Oh, you're very welcome. You're welcome. Bruce, you want to let everybody know where they can find you, your website, any socials, where anybody can find you?
Well, that's another thing. I don't have a website because I don't think anybody goes on websites anymore unless
Uh-huh.
you're a rock star or Stephen King. I'm on social media all the time, X and Facebook, Instagram. Um, if anybody wants to contact me, I've got my email, and I just keep it basic like that. But
Okay.
I've got my social media that people can just get in touch with me on. And I'm on there every day promoting my books.
Okay. Fantastic. Okay,
Yeah.
definitely. I do definitely do appreciate it. But Bruce, thank you for taking the time to come on definitely to my podcast to talk about your new book. So everybody, just another refresher. His new psychological thriller book, Family Fringe, is out on Amazon, Barnes and Nobles. Definitely check it out. Um, and he told you where you definitely can find him. So thank you guys again for joining with me and Bruce. And
All right. Thank you.
you're very welcome. And I will see you guys next time.
Great. And thanks for having me.
Oh, you're very welcome.
All right.